Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Orlando City SC versus Cavalry FC in the second leg of the 2024 CONCACAF Champions Cup. Of course, 3-0 on aggregate for Orlando City. They're playing at home at Exploria Stadium. This tie is pretty much over, but I'm still doing it because it's a Canadian team playing an MLS team. And well, I still need to cover 2 games today, let's be honest, with a 3-game day. And with the way that severe weather setup's looking, in between both games I want to do, I don't think anything's going to happen, but it could. Perfect timing. Today fell perfectly. Not like I knew the severe weather setup was going to happen, but it all worked perfectly, I guess. So, let's enjoy this game that's pretty much over at this point. Because it has a Canadian team in it. Orlando City contra Cavalry FC en la Copa Campeones de la CONCACAF partido vuelta 3-0 global. Plays starting 11s are as follows. In goal, Mason Staduhar for Orlando City. The midfield or the back four, Kyle Smith, Michael Halliday, Rodrigo Schlegel, Rafael Santos. The midfield 2, Felipe and Wilder Cartagena. The attacking midfield 3, Martin Ojeda, Shaq Mohammed, Ramiro Enrique. And the striker, Luis Muriel, making his debut for Orlando. For Cavalry, in goal we have Marco Carducci. The back four, Eric Kobza, Dan Klomp, Callum Montgomery, Bradley Camden. The midfield 2 of Shamit Shom, Charlie Trafford. Attacking midfielders, Fraser Aird, Sergio Camargo, William Akio, and Meyer Bevan up top for Cavalry. Orlando playing at home at Exploria Stadium. I'm not calling it the new name. That's stupid. No. I agree with their fan base. That new name is stupid. Exploria forever. Exploria forever. Fernando Guerrero's the referee tonight. Games on FS2. All 3 games tonight are on FS2. I think tomorrow's a Tubi game. I think that'd be Cincinnati. Yeah. And then FS2 for the rest. Mexico pulled a massive upset yesterday against USA. Yeah, I watched. I watched the USA versus Mexico women's game. And yes, I was very shocked by the result in that match. It was a very shocking result, to be honest. A 2-0 2-0 for Mexico over the USA. I kind of want to see Mexico be a contender in the CONCACAF region on the women's side of football. I really do. So I'm happy with the result. They have been getting better recently. But for them to beat the USA, I'm very shocked. Let's just put it like that. Teams are about to walk out. Tommy Wilden waving to the fans. Oscar Perez signing something for a fan. Cavalry wearing their red. Orlando wearing purple. No, I don't have a Rapids jersey. Not yet, at least. There's a couple that I like. Cavalry wearing white shorts with black logos. Feels to me like they're wearing training shorts. I haven't seen the training kits for the CPL, so maybe they are. That just feels weird. Black numbering, black logo, white shorts, white socks. I could have sworn they wore red shorts the last game. How we doing, Connor? Hey, if they go deep in Leagues Cup, if I have a Rapids jersey and they go deep in Leagues Cup or make the playoffs, I'll be wearing one. Well, depending on who they play. Mike Rock says, let's go Cavalry. I just hope they get a goal. Because, I mean, they're down 3-0 on aggregate. I just hope they get a goal. It should be an interesting game. I'm not saying they're coming back. I mean, Orlando still played about a B-plus team They have Luis Muriel. I think this game definitely is not going to go pretty well for Cavalry, but I just hope they get a goal or two. I hope they don't get. Let's put it like this. Okay, I don't want the aggregate to be worse than 5-2. Okay, I want Cavalry to get 2 goals or lose 4-1 on aggregate, or at least as bad as Forge did, not worse. I mean, we're already past the point of where Vancouver was. That was 4-1 on aggregate. I want the results to stay similar, Canadian teams did not do well in this tournament this year. How are we doing, Winvo? Do you see Cam Newton get jumped? I did see that 6 people jumped him, yeah. I think he fought back well, though, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he fought back. Cavalry scoring. I don't know why I'm rooting for, considering I'm a Forge fan, but you know what? I just don't want Canada to be embarrassed. They don't score. Like Chivas, it's like Forge was the one who shouldn't have scored. But they did. Twice. Once at home, once away. Cavalry's playing Orlando. No disrespect, but you're not Chivas. Hell, Vancouver scored against Tigres. They drew them at Starlight Stadium. That ain't even their stadium. Y'all are not Chivas or freaking Tigres, okay? If Cavalry can't score against Orlando, they're not the team that I thought they were. They're not the second best team in the CPL that I thought they were if they can't score against Orlando. Starting 11s to Duhar, Santos, Ramiro Enrique, Felipe, Luis Muriel, Ojeda, Schlegel, Cartagena, Shaq Muhammad, Kyle Smith, Michael Halliday for Orlando City. Well, I mean, it kind of is like that forest color, the plains color. I'm a York fan. It's tough over here. Yeah, because you ain't won nothing. Now, that's the rivalry. It ain't Cavalry Forge. It's York Forge. That's the rivalry. The 905 derby. That's the rivalry. You ain't won shit. You still won't. Mason's going to go beast mode today. If they can't score on him, I can't. But still, I would root for York and CONCACAF if they're not playing Forge. Just like everything else. Fernando Guerrero. I wouldn't say I hate York, okay? Like when they play each other, I guess I'll banter, but, I don't hate York United. I really don't. Like, if York was to play in CONCACAF, and they weren't playing one of my teams, they weren't playing St. Louis or Toronto, I don't think there's any country protection in CCL anymore. Adonai Escobedo's the VAR referee. I don't think there is anymore. I think it's just whoever. I don't think there's any country protection. I don't think so. Didn't seem like it. If York was in CONCACAF, I'd root for him. Carducci, Montgomery, Klomp, Camden, Trafford, Bevan, Camargo, Akio, Kobza, Shulman, Aird for Cavalry, the starting 11. Well, didn't they just get bought by somebody? Like a new owner? Didn't they get out of that financial straits? Didn't they just get bought by somebody? San Luis FC women are going to play North Carolina Courage woman friendly. What? What? I'm not, no. At least he wasn't gooning. Brain rot. The brain rot verse. Yeah, they did, thankfully. The brain rot verse. Goon Vana. I will tag you. Cody needs to finish the story. Yes, I will tag you. I honestly don't want to see it. Either this is not as bad as you're making it sound, or it's going to be freaking... Nah, I don't know if I want to see this. Oh. And we're about to kick off. Cavalry is going to kick off this match at Exploria Stadium. I am not calling it the name they've... No. I think most Orlando fans will agree with me. I am not calling it that name. I'm not even an Orlando fan. Exploria Stadium. Maybe the next name won't be so bad or stupid. Come on, kick off. And we're off. I'm still used to calling it Exploria Stadium, but they really just were like, you know what? We're going to put our rival's name on our stadium, even though it's not really our rival. It's a different company, but it still looks bad. It's like, but technically Toronto put Bank of Montreal Field as their name. Technically, that was after Bank of Montreal put their headquarters in Toronto. So, I mean, both teams still have BMO on their shirts, though. And LA does, too, for some reason. Which is weird. 46 seconds. Ugh. It's like if we put... I got it. Like, if we accepted money from Saputo to put their name on freaking BMO Field, that's what that would be. Saputo Field. Do you really want to be lorded over like that? I don't think so. Playing forward. Cleared. Carducci plays forward. Two minutes in, 0-0. 3-0 on aggregate. 0-0 esta noche, 3-0 global. Playing forward. I just want freaking Cavalry to score. 2 minutes in. Cross in. Cavalry. Brought down. Foul the other way. Free kick. Playing forward. Playing forward. Explorer Stadium. Don't know why they call it that name. What kind of sponsors that stadium? Unbelievable. I know. Speaking of, I just saw some news that said Timothy Liljegren won't play tonight against Vegas. Leafs will go with 6 lefty defensemen. We've won 7 in a row. We'll still win 8 in a row. We're amazing. I don't know what it is with the Leafs, but we're amazing in freaking tumult this year. I don't know what it is. 4th minute, 0-0. But I'll take it. It's nice. It's nice. The Leafs are good in tumultuous situations this year. I don't know why. But I'm good with it. Let's do Holden calling this game. Four minutes. Sociedad and Mallorca to a penalty shootout. They're playing a game at 5 o'clock American time in Spain? Huh. When did the game start then? Shit. 20. Must have been 2 hours. So it must have been like, what, 3 o'clock? 30 minutes, about 2:30-ish. 2. Just saying it to say it. You know, the Leafs look pretty good right now is all I'm saying. They may actually win the Cup this year. Of course, if it happens, this has got to be the year. They're playing in Copa del Rey, I know, but they're playing in Spain. Games don't go this long in Europe. Like our time, it never is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening, and the game's still going on. It's weird. Speaking of cups, let's look at the FA Cup. But if any year the Leafs could win the Cup, it's this year. A 7-game win streak, how hot they are. Man, if they keep this going, I know they probably got hot a bit too early, but hey, it's better to have a chance to get hot now than be hot in September. That's my opinion. Holland was too good today. I know. Coventry City, Leicester, Newcastle, Man City. Wait, 5-4? I was on pens. I was like, oh. Playing forward. Orlando defending. 2:30. Okay. I was like, how the hell did Blackburn score 4 on Newcastle? Chelsea against Leeds tomorrow. Forest United, Wolverhampton, Brighton. And Liverpool, Southampton. Foxes won. Leicester won, yes. Red Wings are having a good season. Yeah, actually, things are going well for them, shockingly enough. 7th minute, 0-0, shockingly enough. You know what? I got to say, the reffing in this game, though, is so much better than the weekend. I know these are real refs, but this refereeing is so much better. It's going to be so weird for like the next couple of weeks to watch good reffing in the midweek and then horrible reffing at the weekend. It's going to be weird. Or at least, you know what I mean by that. You know what I mean by that. Like, seriously, though, think about it. We're watching horrible reffing at the weekend. Fernando Guerrero, Mexico, Liga MX. Orlando playing forward. But, of course, regular pro refs could ref CONCACAF games anyway. If you've noticed, at the CONCACAF W Gold Cup, Catherine Nesbitt is there as an AR. Tori Penso is there as well. So, I mean, CONCACAF refs in CONCACAF matches besides as well. The first 3 round of 1 matches have had MLS refs, actual MLS refs, calling games. So, you know, the scabs, the strike only relies on pro because CONCACAF refereeing is a whole different thing or a whole different deal. It's not pro. Over reffing on the weekend, good reffing in the midweek. Not surprised. I wonder how long it's going to take for them to end the strike. No, because he's back as a scab, as a VAR ref, because he's retired. Header down, saved by Carducci. See, Alan Kelly is back as a scab because he's retired, because they need some people to be very trained at VAR. So if you notice the VAR refs, those are recently retired refs that aren't part of pro anymore who are scabbing. So Alan Kelly is scabbing. And he was also the VAR ref for the Toronto match, actually. And I think the Miami RSL match as well. But my point being is he's scabbing. Because he's recently retired. So, no, he can't ref a CONCACAF match because he was recently retired from pro over what, like 2-3 years ago? Now he's just doing VAR calls for MLS. So if you're a scab, you're not reffing CONCACAF matches. If you aren't a scab, at least the non-scabs are getting time to ref matches to keep themselves sharp. Playing forward, 10th minute. Cavalry defending well. Cavalry's defending well, but offensively, nothing really. Mercury scored for Mallorca. Mallorca's ball got saved by the keeper, 2-1. New York Red Bulls played well against Nashville. The only thing they lacked, like always, was finishing chances. Yeah, but here's the problem. You were up a man, and you did nothing with it. Like, that is just so classic Red Bull. Like, up a man against a Nashville without Hani Mukhtar, and you don't do nothing with it. With Emil Forsberg and Dante Vancier. I mean, I didn't say it was going to be instant for the Red Bulls to find their form, but I didn't think they would screw this up. You know? It's kind of like, wow, they screwed it up? Huh, interesting. With that being said, we got 12th minute, 0-0. I feel what's happening with Mexico getting better in women's football, it's the contrary for men's football. Well, let's also remember the men do have Jimmy Lozano, though. They hit the post 3 times. Still didn't count. Just because you hit the post, you still didn't score. Did you know Jinxie has a podcast and Moist Critical was on it? Yeah, I saw. It actually was a very interesting podcast, or at least the clips that I saw. It was very interesting. I like Jinxie. I think he's cool. I think Jinxie is cool. And Sketch. I'm definitely a fan of, and you know what, Charlie's cool too. But I'm a fan of Jinxie and Sketch. Jinxie, cool dude. Seems like a cool dude. Good streamer. Same as Sketch. Going to win the next game against Houston Dynamo. Let's see what happens tonight for St. Louis. Money he has in his bag is a prop. Thirteenth minute. Cross in by Orlando. Good clearance. Header saved by Carducci. Carducci making some good plays. Playing forward. I think if Red Bulls had a player like BWP as their striker with some roster in 2024, they could be a top 4 team in the East. Yeah, if you turn the clock back 5 years for BWP, yeah. But, or if you're just saying a player like BWP, yeah. It's funny. You have everything but a striker. Like, you have everything but a talented striker. Before, you only had a talented striker and nothing else. Maybe a rough defense. But a team that just ran their asses off. But there were weaknesses you could exploit on the Red Bulls. But after BWP left, then you build everything else up and you don't have a striker. It's kind of funny. Playing forward, Luis Muriel. Muriel. Miguel, saved by Carducci. Cleared. I'm excited for the upcoming Nations League. Yes. Can't wait for that to start in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Apparently on a Timbers Reddit post, Cabecito was asked if he was going to stay at America. Didn't seem likely. Rumors are suggesting he's already looking houses in Portland, which is wild. I think you got him. How we doing, Soccer Steve? Murillo, great play, unlikely. I think he should have scored. I shouldn't say wish. That was a good play. Akio. Ooh. Couldn't get through there. I just want Cavalry to score. I'm not going to lie. I want them to score. If New York could have a healthy Mike Grella, the years could have been better. Would have been a decent club, but they aren't. True. But again, it's funny. Drinking a beer for every Orlando goal. I don't know if that's safe. I mean, I don't think they'll score 6 or 7 goals, but it depends on what you can take down. He should have scored. But again, I really want Cavalry to score here. I want them to at least be able to keep their heads held high. That first leg was not classic Cavalry. I mean, Tommy Wheeldon said as much. Most of the players said as much. I think we all could see it. Defensively, they look a lot more like Cavalry here, I think. Pretty much out of the realm of winning the tie, but just be tough, which they have been so far. 6 or 7 beers is a breakfast for you. I hope you don't have cirrhosis. Cross in. Ojeda. Cross and past the post. That is true. I don't know why you would. Ugh. I'm worried for you. I'm worried for your well-being. Even if it was at night, I'd be worried for your well-being. But breakfast? On an empty stomach? Ugh. Not too nice. Isn't that a thing? I wouldn't know. 18th minute. Good for him. Congratulations. Good for him. That was a good penalty shootout. Talk about Mallorca versus Sociedad. That is true. See, I told you, BWP was the only good thing about back then. Now you have everything else but no striker. See, I told you. It's funny how things change. He needs a Guinness for that. Well, yeah, if you're going to drink some in the morning, must be the morning porter. Geraldo Becker's at Real Sociedad now. Oh, yeah, he is. Surinamese player at Real Sociedad. Crazy. Mallorca 5-4. Kyle Aaron's team. Yep. I just realized, yeah, Kyle Aaron's team. Yep, there we go. I knew something was screaming at my soul there. Kyle Aaron's Mallorca is through. Let's go. Hopefully he wins a cup. That would be nice. Looks like they may be looking at a penalty handling on the Ojeda run. I mean, it was right there. I mean, I think that's tight. Or at least they were looking at something, I should say. I don't know if it was CONCACAF or just a replay, but 19th minute, 0-0. Put the hand through. Like his hand was on the ground. It hits his hand. I mean, if they're looking at that, that's a bit, that's a bit scabby. I'm not going to lie, but it looks like a water break. So they're taking their opportunity, I should say. That warm in Orlando? Imagine if we had a striker, we would be the first or second seed in MLS. We need to sign Cucho. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, I could tell you that's not happening. I would be very shocked if, one, Cucho would be sold within the league. Second of all, to the Red Bulls. Would he be perfect? Yeah, it's a goal kick. Okay, so they weren't looking at it. It was just a replay. saying, oh, maybe they missed this. But again, I think that would have been a scabby thing to call. Fiddly enough, because there's already scabs in MLS, but not tonight. We don't have a scab. Turns out the scab refs suck. Turns out I miss pro. I can't believe it. Turns out I've been too hard on pro. Turns out I've been too hard on pro. What will you know? 20th minute. Funny. 20th minute, 0-0. Playing forward. Orlando looking to just close this down, maybe with a goal or two. Santos switches play. Playing forward. Oh, nice clearance. This kind of reminds me of that Toronto game at the end of the season last year, where Orlando wasn't doing a damn thing until they put on their best players, and then they burn us. Then they burnt Michael Bradley twice. That's exactly what this reminds me of. I'm not saying it'll be exactly like that, but that's kind of what this reminds me of. Forsberg is a good player, but he's going to be the one who carries the offense. That's the plan. What? What do Orlando fans do to you? What do Orlando fans do to you? I mean, yeah, one of their fans is Dream, but I don't think that means anything. You probably should. Oh, wow, Dream is an Orlando fan. Yeah, that's... Playing forward. Ramiro, shots! Past the post. Ozzy Alonso will sign a one-day contract, retire as a Sounder. Not surprised. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. Yeah, but it's harder for a number 10 to do that than a striker. It can happen, but it's harder. It's harder. But, I won't question. Playing forward. Again, good for him. Again, good for Mike. He's doing a damn good job. And all he has to do is chat and put up scores now. Hey, if it works for him, it works for him, No, it's not a beer. I barely drink. I drink on New Year's Eve, but other than that, a little bit of Moscato, but I don't drink much. I like it. Not as much as Coca-Cola, but I like it. I actually didn't like, I used to not like root beer, but it's kind of like soda plus root beer. It's not too bad. Better than Pepsi. A lot of people don't like Dr. Pepper. Again, better than Pepsi. I still don't. Pepsi with real sugar, like the throwback, that's fine. I like the real sugar stuff, but like Pepsi with like fake sugar, like straight up Pepsi fake sugar in the can. Oh, no. I do like cherry Pepsi sometimes. But in a bottle, Pepsi cans are weird. Like, there's a weird little, I don't know what it is, but the cans of Pepsi, and you don't get this out of Mountain Dew either. Like, in cans of Pepsi, there's just a little bit of a tinge of a metallic aftertaste. Just threw me off. Like, I guess bottles aren't as bad, but no. I don't want to do that. I don't think that'd be too smart. Like, and it depends on what type of drunk we're talking about. If you're talking about tipsy, I probably could do it. If you're talking about, like, obviously drunk, probably not a good idea, but I probably could still get away with it. You're talking about blackout? No. No. Trust me, I don't think. I don't know why. Fraser Air with a corner. I'm not going a full Harry Dole, you know. I hope y'all watch Major League just to get that idea, get that reference. Cross in. Header. Shot past the post. Trafford. Inches away. Inches away. We'll see. Light buzz. We'll see. I can handle that. I'm not too off my arse with a light buzz, as New Year's Eves would tell you. That's Red Bulls for you. Hey, at least this time. Hey, you've done it before. It's not the first time. Trafford, man, if he just... Damn it. He had it. Just slightly wide. But there's been a couple of those in this game for both sides. Plays forward. Ooh. Should just went to Camargo. Aired. Fraser aired. Cross right to Staduhar. Well, I mean, that's sort of half of his own making, half of the fact he's been a bust. But, you know, works, I guess. Or you're right, I should say. Playing around the back for Orlando. 5 shots to 2. Orlando has 5 shots. Cavalry has 2. I like the way Cavalry's playing. I just want them to keep their heads held high, and, well, they are playing to that level. Plays down good, clearance, but that'll be a free kick, yes. Montgomery is getting back up. Rafael Santos has been a freaking nuisance for Orlando. Yes, he's a good player. Wait. Free kick the other way. Trying to see if I saw anything. When I say nuisance, I mean that in a pretty good way. Like the way he plays at left back, he's ripped teams apart. Like, I've never seen him not rip a team apart at left back. I remember that game, Toronto versus Orlando on July 4th last year, July 4th. Yeah, he ripped us to shreds. Shreds, I tell you. One is bad on decision day, but that away game, he ripped us to shreds. I've never seen him not rip somebody to shreds. Playing forward, shot! Oh, past the post. Laser past the post. If that was a little bit to the right, Muriel would have scored on Carducci, though. Were you watching Serbia versus Switzerland 2018? Yep, I remember that World Cup game. That was a heated game. That was a heated game, yes. Pretty good, though. But heated. And I think it was of course, Switzerland. But I think that was the game where Xhaka did the Albanian Eagle. Yeah. It was one of the group. It was one of those. I think it was against Serbia. Yeah. Luis Muriel is wide. That was the game where I think it was. Serbia should have won for the draw. Yeah, but they were too pissed off. But that was a heated game. Thanks to Xhaka. Which, I mean, Like when it comes to like balking football situations, it's crazy. Like if you piss off a Balkan, they're all on you. Like just ask, well, remember what Croatia did to Milan Borjan during that game? Remember what they did to him? At the World Cup? Yeah. I'm not saying it was definitely wrong for the Croatian fans to do what they did to Borjan, but I mean, he sort of did start the fire, with past comments about Belgrade, Serbia, and Croatia. He did. Cross it. I mean, he did. Nobody was right there, is my point. But again, I get the Balkan mindset, so I'm not going to cry about it like everybody else did. Should they have went after Borjan the way they did? No. I think it was a little bit. They were pushing the edge, yeah, but that's what they do. But he started it, so it Basically, if you're not a Balkan or you don't know about Balkan infighting, you have no reason to cry about what they pull on each other. Four more days to the Florida Derby. Sadly, I'm covering St. Louis on Saturday. I know Miami and Orlando play at 3, but I'm covering St. Louis on Saturday. I'm just doing one of them. And then Toronto on Sunday. 33rd minute. Cross in. Camden clears. Orlando versus Miami is must-see TV. No, I don't think it's because the players are soft. I think it's because the media is soft. If the media can sense a story, they'll run with it, You're like, oh, poor so-and-so. Even though the culture they grew up in does this stuff, we're in the West. We don't understand. Oh, poor so-and-so. Or we don't study anything besides our own world. We don't understand. Poor so-and-so. Header. The media loves crying, yes. They do. Or just society at large. Yeah. Or just society at large. "34th minute. Chelsea's best player is Petrovic for now." True. Sadly, that's because Chelsea sucks. I honestly, no. I'm tired. I'm tired of Chelsea and their BS. I really am. I really am. I'm tired of it. 35th minute. Cross in. Corner, Orlando. Bowley has blown it. Well, I knew that from day one. I mean, frickin' Gary's right. It's $1 billion bottle jobs. Header save by Carducci. Like, he's even making Pochettino look clueless. And I know Pochettino is a good manager. I wouldn't say great, but he's good. Playing forward, 6-2. What's the point of being Leeds tomorrow if they're not going to win the FA Cup? By the way, Man City destroyed Luton 6-2. Because the deeper you go into a trophy, the better chance you have of making it to Europe. They are going to the conference, but what if they were to win the FA Cup and finally win something? They'd be in the Europa League after finishing 12th. Or something like that. I don't know. It's a good start. Because it's not normally, because pro tip, it's not normally 1 through 7 goes to Europe in the Prem. It should be the cup winners. But normally the cup winners are teams that are already in the top 7. Or really the top 4. So, normally the cup winner to Europa or Carabao winner to conference doesn't really happen. Sometimes it happens, but very rarely. Point being is Chelsea's not finishing top 7. They're not. No. They're not. 37th minute. They're not going to finish top 7. They're going to have to win a cup to make Europe. Trust me. Like, if you look at it, Liverpool will be top 4. They can't go to Conference League. So, 7th place is going to go to the Conference League. Or if the FA Cup is won by somebody outside the top 7 or top 6, then I guess 6 would go to the conference. But 5th place does go to Europa. Then normally it's the FA Cup winner unless they're in the top 5. Then it goes to 6th. Or if 6 wants to win the FA Cup, then I guess things look normal. Then if the Carabao Cup goes to a top, they're going to be barely 10th. Exactly, that's my point. I say 12th. The bad thing is they've had some good form at points. To where it's like, you know what, maybe they will finish 2nd. Or 7th, not 2nd, 7th, my bad. And then they have horrible form. 38th minute. Like, they've had some better form this season. Playing forward, 39th minute. Why don't they want to fire Tabola? He owns the club. He's got to sell. I don't know who wants to buy that club. Thirty-ninth minute. Foul, free kick. Plays in. Oh, Bevan pressing. No foul. Goes to Muriel. Interesting. Sociedad's been struggling. Yeah, isn't Kubo in trouble? Duncan says Holland, 5 goals for Luton, best player on the planet. 5 goals. Damn. Hopefully he didn't break anybody's windshields. They were at Kenilworth Road, right? Yeah, hopefully he didn't break anybody's windshields. Or windows. I didn't hear anything about it, so I guess he didn't. Will Cavalry get a shot on target? I say yes. Yes. Get a shot on target? Yes, they will. I think they will. Here's the chance for it. Camargo. Come on, Camargo. No, they go Bevan. Akio. Stuck. And William. All right. To be honest, I've never watched a telenovela, so I can't tell you which one my favorite is. 41st minute. Shot! Oh, could that have went off a hand? Wow. I saw that. That should have been looked at. Yeah, I agree. Are the Scabs taking over CONCACAF and we just don't know it? Scabs! Goes forward. Shot blocked. Or goes forward. Playing forward. 2 shots by Cavalry. Is there one on target, though? No. But I say they'll get one. On Fox Sports 2 and VIX, yes. So far, we do not have any shots on target still, or Cavalry. We. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Canadian team. Look at me. Wearing a Canada shirt. Playing forward. I want Canada to do somewhat well in Champions Cup. Now, I'm not saying win the damn thing unless you're Toronto or Forge, but do well, right? Do well. Well, except Montreal, but they're not in this tournament, so. Now I want the worst for Montreal, that's true. Anybody but Montreal, if it's a Canadian team, they should do well, and I'll root for them to do well. Not win unless you're Forge or Toronto, but do well. And I'll root for Montreal to get thrown off the bridge. Header. Per se. Header. Good clearance. Cavalry's going for it. La Fea Mas Bea is one of my favorites. Isn't that like the Spanish version of Ugly Betty? Or am I wrong? Like, isn't that what Ugly Betty came from? Or am I wrong? I know Ugly Betty was based off a telenovela. I know that. Was it La Fea Mas Bea? I think that's what it was. I think that's it. But I'm not sure. I think that's it, but I'm not sure. And he said he didn't watch telenovelas. Oh, it is. Well, there we go. "44th minute. Oh! Good tackle by Klomp. Throw in for Orlando. I know, I saw the Mexico woman versus the U.S. woman game. And I watched it on ESPN Deportes. I was going to watch Football Americas after anyway, so might as well just watch it in Spanish instead of go to Paramount Plus, you know? But yeah, Mexico played well. U.S. didn't look too good. Canada might just win the Women's Gold Cup. They have a chance. Because turns out, and I know this might be sacrilege, but I don't care. The Canadian women look so much better without Christine Sinclair. 3 minutes of stoppage time. The Canadian women's team looks like a better team without Christine Sinclair. They really do. Adriana Leon, Jessie Fleming, them playing the ball forward, having to do it themselves and not just trust Christine, that makes the team actually way more dangerous. Like the past 3 years, even around the Olympics, Christine Sinclair, started to fall off. Started to not be herself. The age was starting to get to her. And she was slowing down, but they still passed it to her because she was Christine Sinclair. And she just got worse and worse and worse. And at some point, they just couldn't pass to her anymore. Or she really couldn't score anymore. Like if you noticed, even against the crap teams, like the last couple of years of Christine Sinclair's time, they still couldn't beat 6-0, 5-0 because she was playing and because she really couldn't score. And Canada was used to beating teams like the bad ones by like 5 or 6 or 7. So she needed to retire. I will always love what Christine Sinclair did for Canadian women's football, and I will always say she's the GOAT. She is the best goal scorer internationally of all time, both genders. She is the GOAT. She needed to retire. And just look at the team now. They have a good 5 to 7 years of this core until the youth come up, and well, things won't look too good because if you've seen the youth levels, well, it's not great in Canadian women's football. If you look at the youth levels, with the results they're getting at CONCACAF qualifiers, but you know what? They have 5 years of this core, 5 to 7 years. Enjoy the ride. Because they could still win a W Gold Cup. They could still probably win the next Olympics if they keep playing like this. Bev Priestman's a genius. Win the Olympics again. This is the moment to strike. U.S. still has to work through the kinks with Emma Hayes, which they will. Canada still has a chance to make a point. Or make a moment. Win another gold medal. Win the Gold Cup. Do something at the World Cup. Sucks they can't do it with Christine Sinclair, but at least she has a gold medal. She didn't go out empty-handed. But this team is right now so much better. Now, 7 years from now, unless these youth players get to their level that they need to be, they're going to suck. It's not going to be fun. But these next 5 to 7 years, with this core, Adriana Leon, Jessie Fleming, Hadema, this core, they'll be good. They'll be good. Enjoy it. Because if these youth players don't become what they should become, it's going to get bad. It's just 5, 7 years after we thought it would be with the Christine Sinclair retirement. Halftime, it's 0-0. 0-0 middle tiempo. 3-0 on aggregate. 3-0 global. Pretty much what you would expected. We'll wait it through. But again, Sinclair will have one more ride with the Thorns. But yeah, Sinclair need to retire from Canada. Canada are benefiting from this. Yeah, because the way they were playing, I watched both the first 2 games. Of course, I was doing a double with the El Salvador game, which that was more interesting than the Cincinnati game, if you remember. So I was basically covering the Canada versus El Salvador game at W Gold Cup as Cincinnati versus Cavalier was playing, and that one was more interesting. And you all know that was a double. And I was like, damn, they're playing really well. And then, of course, I watched the game against Paraguay after in the middle between the Toronto and LA Galaxy Miami game. Just watched it, and I was very interested, very happy with the way they were playing. Again, another big win, and now they have to play Costa Rica. that could be their hardest test so far. But if they keep playing the way they are, they're going to be the number 1 seed in the W Gold Cup knockout stage. So, thanks to Mexico. I mean, they already had the goal differential. And even if the U.S. were to draw, they still would have had the goal differential. Mexico made sure. Because Brazil's not winning 10-0 tonight. They're not. They're not. And Canada's not going to freaking win 1-0 or just draw 0-0. Probably. I mean, the other one's more possible than the other. But point being is Brazil has to score 10 goals to beat that goal differential. I don't think it's happening. Call me crazy. I don't think it's happening. Because Brazil only has a +2 goal differential, 6 points. They win, they'd have 9 points too. So as long as everything goes right. I mean, Panama's been slapped twice, but let's see. Puerto Rico, 2-1 Panama. They lost 2-1 to Puerto Rico. 6-0 to Colombia. And honestly, Colombia's better than Brazil at this point. Or, well, not. They aren't. Brazil beat Colombia 1-0, but still. They still need like 10. That's not going to happen. Unless some crazy stuff happens, but I don't think so. Oh, wait. The last time Panama played Brazil, it was 4-0 in a friendly. So, oh, wait. No, that was Women's World Cup, actually. My bad. That was Women's World Cup. So, if it was 4-0 last time at the Women's World Cup, why would it be any worse? You know? I think they're probably focusing on that. So, point being is Brazil's not going to overturn that goal differential. No way. So, Canada should be able to get that number 1 seed. Yep. How we doing, Mile High? With that being said, we'll take a short break, talk about the stats, get this one going, and we will be back for the second half. And that's all we're doing for this game. Then I'll be back for St. Louis versus Houston. Speaking of, let's check the... Well, I'll do that after. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll take a short break. Be back. Sit tight. That was pretty shocking, but good for Mexico. They played well. That's a bad replacement. Like, Andy Robertson ain't bad, but he sure as hell ain't Alphonso Davies. Interesting. Sit tight. I'll be back. 0-0, 0-0. Back for the stats at the half. We got 51% possession to 49% possession, 8 shots to 4, 4 shots on goal to 0, 210 accurate passes, 87% to 191, 83%. Fouls, 5 to 7, 3 corners to 1, 241 passes to 229, 87% pass accuracy to 83, 8 shots to 4, 4 shots on goal to 0. We got 10 throws to 10, 1 offside to 0, 0 yellows to 0, 0 reds to 0, 0-0 at the half, 0-0 medio tiempo, 3-0 global, 3-0 on aggregate for Orlando City. Cavalry's playing pretty tough. They haven't allowed any goals. They played pretty tough. They've been a very good side as things have transpired. I wouldn't say look like the better team. They've had a couple of chances. Orlando's had some couple of chances as well. Both sides have had their moments, I would say. And very interested to see how the second half goes. And I will also say, here's something surprising. This game's got more views than the first leg did, and this game's almost over. Already at the half. How crazy. Just wanted to say that. That's crazy. But with that being said, on this live stream. Again, Orlando are the slightly better team, but they've been defended, or Cavalry's defending well against them. Cavalry can keep their heads held high. They've played better in this game on the road. If they could have just played this good in leg 1, then they may have had a chance. But such is life, I guess. U20 Canada's winning 1-0 at halftime. Nice. Eric played very well in this in the first game. I was happy to see it that he played so well. You know, I'm happy because Eric is a damn good player, and I hope he gets to a position where Phil Neville trusts him very much. You know, and that's exactly where he should be. So it's good that Eric is playing the way he is. But we're waiting for the second half to start. But again, waiting for the second half here. Putting on, there's a NASCAR commercial. But again, Eric's playing very well. For Portland, so that's good. See if Cavalry could get a goal here in this second half. Ali Mousse's coming on. And who are your favorite football clubs? Toronto FC, Forge. I'd say St. Louis is second favorite. Ali Mousse coming on. Worcester. Tobias Worcester, and Ali Mousse are on for Cavalry in the second half. That was pretty obvious who my favorite teams are. That was pretty obvious who my real favorite teams are, but okay. Of course, Canada national teams. Cesar Araujo and Nico Ladero are coming on for Orlando. Ladero's on. And Araujo. And we're off in the second half. So there have been 2 subs per team. They have 3 subs left. This Cavalry was able to score 3 goals, and I guess they both have 4 subs left. 3 windows, of course, for each sub, but let's see who they replaced. Ladero replaced Mohamed. Araujo replaced Cartagena, pretty much. It's good to be deep at center back. You need defenders. Worcester is on for Kobza. Ali Mousse is on for for Akio. I don't think there was a chance there that goes out past the post. Orlando corner. I don't think those formations are quite right, but okay. Here we go. Mohamed for Araujo, Cartagena for Ladero. That was pretty obvious. Callum Montgomery for Worcester. And Shamit Shom is off for Ali Mousse. There we go. Could have just looked at Font Mob. It was almost a disaster. I agree. Felipe can't get a good shot on that. Shot blocked away. We have St. Louis versus Houston tonight. We'll have Cincinnati Cavalier, Nashville Mocha tomorrow. Revolution versus Independiente on Thursday. Then we'll recap the rounds. On Friday. I don't see anything right now. No. Playing forward. Thorns red kit's definitely growing on me. Yeah, I don't really like it, to be honest. I don't think it's too good, you know. Let's look at that. 48th minute. And that's a shot. That's a goal for Orlando. Ladero scores for Orlando. 3 Canadian clubs all out round 1. Yep. 4-0 on aggregate. Nico Ladero scores. The former Sounder who's won this trophy before. Muriel plays it on. Ladero pops it in there. Former Champions League winner with Seattle, Ladero, makes sure Orlando gets on to the next round, scores another Champions Cup goal, his first for Orlando. Pops it in there, kisses it off the post and in. And that is going to definitely be the kiss of death to Orlando, or to Cavalry by Orlando. 49th minute, 1-0. 4-0 on aggregate. 1-0 esta noche, 4-0 global. Lodero's first goal with Orlando is in the Champions Cup, which is fitting considering he's won the trophy. Nike doing kits, they have been very hit or miss, nothing in between. That's true. Playing forward, 50th minute of 50 and 90 here. Nike doing kids, they've been very hit or miss, nothing in between. That is true. Playing forward. Ooh, nice defensive play. Cavalry, can they get a goal just to get a consolation? Macron needs to fix the socks for the men. Yeah, but their jerseys are amazing, though. So, you know what? You take the good with the bad. Their jerseys are amazing. I love the Macron kits. Their jerseys are amazing. Playing forward. The other Thorns kit is even worse. Yeah, that was... Yeah, the red one's passable. The other one, I didn't like. At all. Playing forward, Orlando. Playing forward. Jerseys are cool, but the socks look kid size. The socks are kid size. Jack Grealish wouldn't complain. But, I mean, you know what? I probably wouldn't complain about the socks either. If I was a player, my legs are small. My lower legs are small. The socks probably would. Well, speaking of, I mean, the socks I'm wearing now are like a youth large. Like a youth large. Like, I do not... Like, I'm so short, my freaking ankles are so small that I wear a youth large. I do not wear even adult smalls in socks. Trust me, I made that mistake once. Save. It was not fun. It's like an inch and a half above my toes. So, I mean, I probably wouldn't complain. Cross in. Save. Whether I was taking training or I was a player. Playing forward, Cavalry. Now, my question. Like, I know footballers, like, wear their boots either a size, like, a half a size too small or a size too big, either for more toe area or more. I know that they normally don't wear their exact size, is what I heard. So I don't know. I think I would probably wear tatter boots, like a boot that's a half size smaller. That's just my opinion. But I guess having more toe space would probably, for free kicks and stuff like that, of course, would make sense. Well, I still don't really see how that works, though. I still really don't understand that. Is like, there's like an inch longer on your toes. Like, how does that help a kick be better aimed? Like a set piece. And I don't get it. Because there's no weight. Like, there's not really any weight behind that extra inch. It's just filled with air. Like, there's a little, I mean, of course, the weight of the boot, but of course, you get my point. But there's no extra weight. So there's a weight shift there, which I guess is good for a knuckleball, but got a feeling Sebastian Blanco will retire after this season or the next. He might go to Lanús before he retires. Yeah, it's sad how hard Sebastian Blanco fell off. It's sad how hard. Here's a chance. Akio plays it for it. Like, Sebastian Blanco was so great. And he just quickly, like, Father Time just came for him instantly. Like, it was like, damn. Like, out of nowhere. Like, he's going to retire pretty young. Goal, foul. 1-0 for Orlando, yes. It was like a couple of minutes ago. That was like 6 minutes ago. 1 minute already. Clomp fouls. Luis Muriel hasn't really shown anything against the CPL side, which is weird. Playing forward. Shot over the bar. Hold on. No. He can't be. I thought he was in his late 20s, early 30s, not mid-30s. Over the bar. Holy crap, time flies. Nah, I need to see this. Goal for Colombia, women 1-0 against Puerto Rico. Ooh. Playing forward. Orlando shot past the post. Ramiro Enrique past the post. He's 35. Okay, no. That's not too young then. Things started going south for him when he was like 33, though, but I thought he was in his late 20s. Could have fooled me. Maybe that's when he was 35 and came in 2017. He was in his late 20s when he came over. That's probably what I remember. I played in the Prem. It's hard for me to perceive ages. I'm not gonna lie. As like wrestlers or footballers, Like, when I think of Randy Orton, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't think of Randy Orton like a mid-40-year-old. I still think he's in his 30s, like early 30s. I think he's 10 years younger than what he really is. Same with John Cena. I don't think he's almost 50. I think he's still in his early 40s. Like, for some reason, there's a time stop. I don't know why. But, it's hard for me to, like, remember, oh, yeah, John Cena's 47. Oh, Randy Orton's in his 40s. Oh, Sebastian Blanco's not 28 anymore. He's 35. It's like whenever they, it's kind of like one of those things. I don't know why. 59th minute. Who's your take on who's winning this cup? I got Columbus. I got Columbus winning this whole thing. I like the way they play. They play very well. A lot of the Mexican teams look questionable at times. Monterrey could win this, but I got Columbus winning the Champions Cup. Playing forward, Cavalry, 4-0 on aggregate, Columbus. I'm going to stick with Columbus. Interesting. 61st minute. Playing forward. We got a Keo here. 61st minute. Playing forward, Orlando, Ojeda. Playing forward, Facundo Torres is coming on for Ojeda. Facundo Torres for Ojeda is coming on. This is number 3 and 4. Orlando will have one sub left at the end of the evening, or for the end of the evening. They choose to use it. Where are you watching this game at? It's on FS2. And also, of course, it's also on VIX as well, but I'm watching FS2. Salim is on for Rafael Santos. Abdi Salim's on for Rafael Santos. One more sub for Orlando, 3 for Cavalry. 2 windows. I mean, of course, I guess it's just 1 window now for Orlando. 3 windows for Cavalry. 63rd minute. Preview. think this game stays under 3 goals. On the night, if you're betting on the night, yes. If you're betting aggregate, it's already over. Cross in, shot, goal, Meyer Bevan! Meyer Bevan scores for Cavalry! Goal! Cavalry FC, their first CONCACAF goal for Tommy Wilden's boys. 1-1. How we doing, the boss? Miami. Meyer Bevan equalizes on the night. Doesn't matter on aggregate, but they get it. Consolation on aggregate. Akio with a pass. Meyer Bevan corrals it home. Yep, Meyer Bevan corrals it home. 1-1 for Cavalry. Meyer Bevan, damn good striker in the league. Gets a CONCACAF goal. 64th minute. 4-1 on aggregate. 1-1 on the night. 1-1 esta noche. 4-1 global. Still means Orlando's going through, but Meyer Bevan at least gets 1 for Cavalry. Meyer Bevan couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I agree. Cool dude. Good dude. Deserves to be Cavalry's first CONCACAF goal. Damn good player, too. Tough player. Cavalry needs 3 goals in 25 minutes. It's not happening. I'm just saying. If they were to get 3 goals in 25 minutes, 3 more, they would go through. Man, under 3 goals is looking bad. I think 1-1. Orlando's going to be fine with 1-1. Cavalry, I don't think they find another. Orlando for sure scores 1 more time. Yeah, they're already ahead 4-1 on aggregate, though. Maybe they have a moment of magic, like Facundo Torres, maybe. But I don't see them, like, just working one through. Like, if it happens, it happens. But I think they're fine with 1-1, 4-1 aggregate. LAFC or Salt Lake, and Nashville or Colorado. I got LAFC over Real, Salt Lake, and Nashville over Colorado. 66 minute. I think that's pretty obvious, though. Let's see where we are. 6:30 p.m. No mornings. Let's look at the radar. Nothing. Let's look at the hourly forecast. 67th minute. Oh, it's just showers now. Huh. Well, there you go. Yeah, nothing. Like, it's got to pop up, like. Some here around Sedalia, Osage Beach. As I said, this stream today, these streams today worked perfectly. If there is any severe weather around here, it's going to happen within the next match. Post Cavalry, pre St. Louis from 7 to 9. If there's any severe weather around here, Lucas Diaz is coming on for Sergio Camargo, so. Yeah, I'm paying attention to that. It's not going to be that bad. Probably just wind and hail, but could last a little bit into the St. Louis match. So I'm trying to see if I should bring up the fire stick and just eat that loss up there. But worked perfectly. I always wanted to do the Orlando Cavalry early game and St. Louis Houston late game for this day. I've had that planned for about a month and a half now. I didn't think there'd be a severe weather mode today, but it all worked. It all planned out perfectly. Or all timed out perfectly. Yes! Decided to check out Wentworth. Been looking for a good prison drama since I finally finished Oz. Have Orange is the New Black ago. Gabe, Orange is the New Black ago. Just couldn't get into it. Are you saying you couldn't get into Wentworth or Orange? Because, I mean, different strokes for different folks, but I don't understand how you couldn't get into Wentworth. Please tell me you were talking about Orange. I can understand people not getting into Orange. I liked it. But it's more of a comedy anyway. It's a dramedy. Does Orlando have a chance against Tigres? No. No. I don't think they're even as close as they were last year. Akio with a cross. Like, Wentworth is a true drama. Like, there are some funny moments, but at times. like chuckling moments, but I'll always, what's the word? Recommend Wentworth to people. Okay, so you gave up on Orange. Okay. Fraser aired, 69th minute. Cross in, header, cleared. But I don't think you'll regret it. I don't think you'll regret it. What are you thinking so far? Or you just started it, but what are you thinking so far? If you've had enough time to... Playing forward. Oof. Huh. Wonder if that's replacing the Gibby show. 2-1. Orlando scores. It's Ramiro Enrique. Or yes, it is Ramiro scoring. 71st minute. What a run. Oh! Golazo. Damn, Ramiro Enrique with a golazo. Oof. Top corner. That's a great goal. Like he just... So yeah, no, your under's dead. Whoever picked the under 3, yeah. If you already bet it before I said you should, I'm not sorry. But if you bet it because I said you should, I'm sorry. 71st minute. I'm sorry for steering you wrong and making you lose money. 2-1, 5-1 on aggregate. 2-1 esta noche. 5-1 global. Whoever bet the under, if you did it before I said anything, I'm not sorry. Well, I'm sorry you lost money, but I ain't sorry I said it would go under. If I steered you wrong, I'm sorry for steering you wrong and that you lost money, but you know what I mean. Just take out the lights and say Camarena. Part of that Camarena tequila ad. 72nd minute. You know what I mean. Like, yeah, it sucks if you lost money, but if I didn't steer you wrong, I don't feel so bad. I feel bad that you lost money, but I don't feel so bad. Playing forward. Free advice is just that free. Well, if somebody loses money because of it, and it was because of my advice, I feel sorry for them. If they lose money, it kind of sucks, but at least if it's not my fault. I don't want to be Jim Cramer, you know? Like, I don't want to be Jim Cramer. I don't want to tell somebody, hey, this bet looks great. Then the opposite happens, and I freaking start getting mean for being reverse Cramer. The joke is, if Jim Cramer says a stock is good and you should buy it, if you have any of it, sell it. If you don't have it, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. If he says the stock sucks and you shouldn't buy it, either buy more if you have it. Here's a chance. Goal! Goal! Offside is Torres. If you don't have that stock, buy it. If you do have it, buy more. Hell, yes, he wasn't even that bad 10 years ago, but it's gotten worse. I used to watch Mad Money, and he actually was somewhat okay. Like 10 years ago. But now it's just like anything he says is do the opposite. You have a stock he likes, sell it. You don't have a stock that he likes, don't touch it. You have a stock that he hates, buy more. You don't have it, buy the stock. Like at this point, I think Kramer just knows. Technically, you make more money on selling than buying, but still. '75th minute. '76th minute. Playing forward. '76th minute. Game went over 2.5 goals. $400 down the drain. Please tell me you did that before I said anything. $400, damn. Thoughts on the Usos? I like them. They're good wrestlers, and I like their gimmick. And I like this little back and forth, no yeet thing they're doing. '76th minute. England fans are delusional. They say just because England had more chances than France at the World Cup, don't mean you'll beat France at the Euros. I don't think so. I mean, France is still France. Even if England has some better players, here's the problem. They're still Southgate, and France is still France. Torres. 77th minute. Manchester Derby's on Sunday. What say you? I want Italy to have a chance at the Euros, but I will not be mad if they get knocked out before the semifinals. But then again, last time they were in the Euros, they didn't make the World Cup before it. And guess what? They won the whole damn thing. So you know what? They're looking better under Spalletti, not against under Spalletti. So you know what? Who knows? 77th minute. USMNT will play Brazil pre-Copa America June 12th. Yep, I saw that. And if I can cover it, I'll try. Exactly. Losing to France 3-0. Well, I mean, they didn't lose 3-0 last time. But again, every game's different. But in theory, if you have Bellingham, Cole Palmer should go to the Euros. I don't care what you think. I know Chelsea sucks. It's scripted, okay? It's scripted. Cole Palmer should go to the Euros. Simple. Sub for Cavalry. Leighton Brooks on for Fraser Aird. Will Conor Gallagher play as well for England in the Euros? I mean, I think he'd at least be on the squad. Jack Lynn is on for Luis Muriel. And that's Orlando's last sub. So that would be one more sub. Or that is their 5th sub. Both teams' 5th subs. Every team's made 5 subs. And he's hurt again, isn't he? 79th minute. And isn't he hurt again? Well, it's a Canada shirt, but because Cavalry's playing, you know? It's not a TFC shirt. It's a Canada shirt. I mean, it is a Richie Larea jersey, but, you know, I guess technically. Luis Muriel got assist on his debut. Not surprising. Plays forward. Cleared away. Shot over the bar with 10 minutes to go plus 11 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Yeah, I can see it. I'll try to cover those Italy games in the USA in March as well. Shot over the bar. We'll see. Hey, I'm happy about it. Let's go. Let's get Kyle Larin a trophy. Let's go. '79, 80th minute. Staduhar with a goal kick. .640. That rain chance is ticking down. Showers in 49% at 9. Nothing at 7, nothing at 8. 9, showers 49, 10, showers 42, 11, 8%. 81st minute. Akio. Shot! Oh! Put it past the post. 3 shots on goal for Cavalry. That's pretty good. Sociedad up against Bilbao or Atletico won't be easy, but at least they're there. If you're in a final, you always have a chance. You always have a chance. 9 minutes to go. You always have a chance in a final. That's my point. Playing forward for Cavalry, 82nd minute. Playing forward. Cross in, header. Nope. '82nd minute. Shot wide. 82nd minute. Playing forward. Lynn. Jack Lynn. Save by Carducci. Yeah, we'll go with it. 83rd minute. Playing forward. 84th minute. Still waiting. Or not waiting. But 84th minute, 2-1 Orlando will go through 5-1 on aggregate. Play Tigres. I really don't see Orlando playing Tigres well unless Luis... Well, no, there's only really a week in between. So, yeah, no. Unless they play Luis Muriel and Duncan McGuire together and they just start firing. But I don't think so. So, I mean, if Ramiro Enrique's up there and he's a striker, you can play both of them at the same time. And if they start firing against Miami, we'll see. Or against Tigres themselves. And Tigres is the ranked team, yeah. In that situation, yeah. So it'll be Tigres in the second leg at home. 85th minute. Playing forward is Lynn. Jack Lynn block. But Torres is right there. Cleared. Good tackle. 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Akio. Wide. Muse with a corner. That was a stupid segment. Past the post, 87th minute. That was a stupid segment. I mean, it was stupid. Lol. Playing forward, 88th minute. Playing forward. Goal, 3-1 Orlando. 3-1 Orlando. They play forward. Looks like cross in. They play it short or play it wide, and it's Smith. Kyle Smith scores the 87th minute. Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith finds the back of the net. That's 3-1. 6-1 on aggregate. 3-1 on the night. Tres a uno global, 6-1 3-1 esta noche, 6-1 global. Orlando City, 1 minute away. Plus stoppage time from the CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16. The first team to go through in part 2 of round 1 is, there was a group 1 and group 2. Free kick. 100% unmarked. Yeah, that was a horrible move. He was they cut it back. Nobody was watching him, which he scored against Toronto. So, he scored against Toronto before. Excuse me. Same exact way, to be honest. I would mark him, to be honest. Comes bombing in, I would mark him. 90th minute. See if the ref blows whistle or they add extra time. 90 minutes. How much stoppage time? Ref calls full time. Full time in Orlando. It is 3-1 on the night. 3-1 esta noche. 6-1 aggregate. 6-1 global. And Orlando is moving on to the round of 16 against Yepez. Orlando easily makes Cavalry look trash, and they move on. Cavalry don't look like their old selves, and they're swapping shirts. No. If you get beat up 6-1 on aggregate, I'd be like, why are we swapping shirts? Why are we swapping shirts? I'm sorry, that makes no sense. The other guy gets a scalp of beating y'all asses, and you get a shirt of a guy who whipped y'all. That doesn't make any sense. Now, if you win, yeah, swap shirts. If you lose 1-0, maybe. 6-1 on aggregate, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. You don't swap shirts with somebody who whipped you like a government mule. You don't do it. No. It's like laughing at the end of a final you lose to your biggest rivals, or just losing a final in general and laughing and being happy and yucking it up. No. No Philly stream? No. I'll be watching it, but in the middle. I'm doing this and then St. Louis. Maybe I would have, but in the end, it all worked out, having that break in the middle. Let me tell you. We'll see. Maybe it was a bust anyway. Who knows? With that being said, again, no. Don't swap shirts 6-1. No. Yeah, you got a goal. Still got beat like a government mule. 6-1 swapping shirts. You're out of your mind. I don't see Alabama swapping shirts. I didn't see Alabama swapping jerseys with Michigan at the Rose Bowl. I didn't see that. I don't see Mississippi State swapping jerseys with Alabama after they get curb stomped every year. Personally, speaking of, I agree with the guy who said soccer, football culture in the U.S. and Canada should be like college football. I agree. For the fans and the players, personally. If I was a manager, I'd be running it like a freaking SEC program. Hopefully they'd be winning. I'd drop somebody if they swap shirts like that. You're out of your mind. With that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put us to play. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you at 9:25 before the St. Louis-Houston second leg kicks off. I'll see you then. Orlando's through. I was right about that. There you go. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations, Orlando. Commiserations, Cavalry. See you.